Hey guys, Karasif here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the deluxe ByunByun Mach Robo from Bakuage Sentai BoonBoomger. This is the mech of Boon Violet, which can change between the vehicle mode and robot mode, as well as can interact with both the BoonBoom controller and the other BoonBoom cars. So, let's get started. First up, we'll look at the vehicle mode, ByunByun Mach. So, this has the motif of an F1 race car, though done up in a bit of a unique way in that it's made to also look like it has a driver in it. So starting from the part with the driver, start up with the head. You can see it has a nice stylized F1 helmet, nice metallic blue visor there. You can see on the top of it says BoonBoomger. Come to the shoulders, it says BoonBoomger again. Then you have a kind of racing logo here on the other shoulder. A speedometer on the chest, similar to with BoonBoomger Robo. And looking at the hands, while it doesn't exactly grip onto the steering wheel, it does have them positioned in such a way to make it look like it, or to at least give that same kind of feel. There's some pretty nice detailing for the steering wheel right there. Got a lot of nice details painted onto the body of the car itself. Even some paint around the rims of the wheels. Let's say BoonBoom twice here on the front fin. You also have these details here, which can be interpreted as either the headlights or as the feet of the driver sticking out, which is pretty neat. It can roll on its wheels, and you can also turn the handle a little bit to make it look like it's steering. Next we'll get into the transformation. So for that, the first thing you need to do is take the front fin, pop it off, take these panels on the side, and pop them outwards like this. Stand it up, and straighten out the body. Fold down the arms, and fold them out. Place the weapon in the hand like that. And coming up here, open up the visor. And here we have ByunByun Mach Robo. So let's take a closer look. Starting off from the head, we can see that we now have a transformed face, revealing the BoonBoomger symbol on the forehead. Some nice stylized eyes and the mouth plate. And it's a pretty cool little feature that popping up the visor causes the helmet to kind of unfold and pop open. You can see that now the details on the chest can completely line up with each other. We've got some nice mechanical details going along the body. Of course, you have the bowgun-like weapon that can aim, point outwards, at angle. And the arms are basically the only real articulation it kind of has. You've also got these nice wings, which have a little bit of details on the insides. You can see that this is also where the boosters really come into play, and in a way the wheels kind of become boosters as well. You can see that it is pretty bare along the back, and I'll kind of get more into that later. In addition, we have some BoonBoom car ports. So, for example, You can take BoonBoom Off-Road and BoonBoom Wagon. And have those plug on. And we have this combination, and you can basically use any combination of two BoonBoom cars and attach them to the arms. Though they don't look as good as they do on BoonBoomger Robo because they do stick out a little bit more from the arms, but it is still nice to have that interaction. Next we can look at how ByunByun Mach Robo interacts with the BoonBoom controller. Though I say interacts a little bit loosely. So, during the review of this, you might have noticed this little divot here on the back of the controller. And that has to do with the actual weapon. So, what we do with this is that we're actually going to stand it up on its end, change the controller into bowgun mode, and then essentially balance it on top of the weapon. It doesn't really lock into place, so you really do have to make sure it's balanced. But from there, we can take arms and raise them up like this. Basically position it like it's holding the controller. From there is where we can then enter the finish your attack command. So this is essentially continuing on from the trend of the BoonBoom Changer and BoonBoom Booster being able to attach to BoonBoomger Robo, but in a different way, since it would definitely weigh down ByunByun Mach Robo if you tried to directly attach it to the body. After that, we have a quick combination with BoonBoomger Robo. So basically do this. For most what you need to do is just take off the weapon from ByunByun Mach Robo and detach the wings by sliding them off the back here. And we'll set this to the side. We'll come to BoonBoomger Robo, lift up this panel, and slide the wings onto the back. Then fold this piece up. Have it hold the weapon. And there we have Wing BoonBoomger Robo. Again, I do definitely call this a minor combination because it basically just borrows a couple of pieces from ByunByun Mach Robo. It does look pretty cool with wings, and is still able to make use of the weapon. Though in a sense I do wish that it was a bit more of a substantial combination that maybe actually used stuff from ByunByun Mach Robo, but it's it's still something. Additionally, I can show off an additional feature of this is that with these pieces off, we can then flip down the visor with the helmet counter open, and that creates Byun Diesel, who is similar to Bundario Bunderis, as basically the kind of robotic alien that becomes the mech for, in this case, Boon Violet. And finally, I want to go into a kind of mysterious part about ByunByun Mach Robo that, none of the official sources really go into much detail about, but is present. So, as I showed, the wing pack can be detached from the mech like so. You can see that there are a lot of connector points here on the back that aren't really used, but it actually goes beyond that, in that that's not the only thing that can be attached, and the amount that can is quite surprising. So, for example, these stroke pieces disconnect on joints like that. The forearm guards can be disconnected. The waist armor can be disconnected. The leg armor can be disconnected. And even the entire head section can be disconnected. With head and chest plate. What that leaves us is a bunch of random pieces and this interesting and unique frame body. You can see that there are a lot of different points here. In fact, even goes as far as this back panel being disconnected, which actually reveals something very interesting about this. So for one, with these pieces off, there's actually a lot more articulation to it, such as being able to rotate the upper torso and the waist. These pieces can actually be folded backwards. The rotation joints and outwards movement joints. And then beyond that, a lot of this can be taken apart. For example, the arms come off. The upper torso comes off. And the lower legs can be taken off. And again, we have all of these different connection points, including these ones that aren't using the back. And to me, this is definitely a very mysterious part about this Robo, because there are no listed official combinations that can be made with this, and it's not even advertised as part of the whole make-your-own combination gimmick that has been pretty prevalent within BoonBoomger. So I don't really know what this is really going to be used for, but there may perhaps be something involving this with an upcoming future mech, though whether or not that will happen is, yet to be seen. So for all I know, this may just be the kind of thing where just want to make sure that if anything accidentally pops off, it isn't permanently broken, but it is just very interesting how far this goes. Especially because of how, like I showed, this literally reveals articulation that it can't normally use. And there we go. Overall, ByunByun Mach Robo is a simple yet intriguing mecha. It does definitely, not do too much on its own, having a pretty similar transformation, but does, look pretty good in both modes. It does have, a little bit of combination with BoonBoomger Robo, and you can use BoonBoom cars with it. But again, like I just showed in that last part, what really does kind of get my gears turning is, just what the deal is with the way it's constructed, because this is not really typical for Sentai mechs at all to have this amount of detachable pieces that don't seem to serve any purpose, at least for now. And so I am interested in seeing if this will play into something in the future. But for now, it's just, an interesting little quirk of, this 6th Ranger mecha. But if you are a fan of BoonViolet, then I can somewhat recommend it. Although, it is, just on the simpler side of things compared to something like BoonBoomger Robo. Next up, I'll be looking at the deluxe Zunzun Shoka Blaster. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is Character 50, riding off.